Hey guys, Sak here from sakitech, and in today's video, we will be doing a full comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra versus the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Both of these smartphones are the current flagship offerings from two of the biggest rivals in the smartphone industry. As such, people are naturally asking questions. Is the iPhone 16 Pro Max a better smartphone than the Galaxy S24 Ultra? Or is the S24 Ultra better than the iPhone 16 Pro Max? And the most direct question is, just tell me which one is better, which one to buy. And in this video, that's exactly what we are going to tell you by doing a full side-by-side comparison of every aspect of these smartphones. We're talking about the build, camera, speed, software, and more. So if you want a crystal clear response, keep watching and we will demonstrate which one is the better smartphone. Or if there even is a winner between these closely matched super flagships. So let's dive in and start by comparing the build and design. Let's start with the actual build. Front and back, you will find the latest super tough glass on both smartphones. S24 Ultra uses Gorilla Glass Armor as its glass, while the iPhone 16 Pro Max uses a ceramic shield. Around the edges of both devices, you will find high quality, non-glossy, smoothly textured titanium that elevates the build and produces a highly premium feel. As you hold these phones in your hand, they both feel like $1 million. The iPhone does use higher grade 5 titanium versus the grade 2 titanium on the S24 Ultra, so it does get a lead in material quality. When you move on to the design, we have some differences. They both have massive frontal displays and they both look gorgeous. S24 Ultra has a large and tall display that dominates the screen, leaving tiny bezels on all four sides with a hole cutout on top center, which houses the 12 megapixel selfie camera. While the iPhone gets the pill type cutout, relatively larger than the Samsung cutout, which houses the Face ID system and the 12 megapixel selfie camera. In terms of design, the S24 Ultra pulls ahead as it seems more clean and futuristic in overall presentation. The small center hole cutout on the S24 is a better option than a larger pill cutout, as it is less intrusive while watching full screen movies, as I will show you very soon. Now, both smartphones come with water resistance with the exact same water resistance rating of IP68. Rest assured, both phones can easily handle a rainy day or an accidental drop into a puddle of water. Both smartphones offer high-quality stereo speakers that produce a loud, deep, and rich sound, which is perfect for listening to any type of media and watching videos. So to summarize, in this category, so far we have an equal overall value from both smartphones, though I do believe the S24 Ultra is the better looking product, while the iPhone has a slight edge in material quality. Now let's move on to the processor, memory, and storage. The iPhone Pro Max sports a powerful A18 Pro processor with 8 GB of RAM and can be acquired with 256 GB of storage for the base model, with available 512 or 1 TB storage options. Starting price for the Max is $1,200. The Galaxy S24 sports a powerful Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor with 12 GB of RAM and can be acquired with 256 GB of storage for the base model, with available 512 and 1 TB options. Starting price for the S24 Ultra is $1,300, $100 more expensive. Now, if we move on to the benchmarks, it is clear that the iPhone has considerably more raw horsepower than the S24 Ultra. Although the real-world performance of both smartphones is rock solid with swift user experience, the iPhone is around 20% faster in multi-core processing power, which will be useful when it comes to heavy-duty tasks. For example, editing 4K video files on your smartphone, which is a rare but real occurrence, is going to happen faster on the iPhone 16. It also has greater graphical performance, which is able to produce smoother gaming performance. So in the performance department, the iPhone has the clear lead. In fact, as you know, the iPhone does support some AAA games like Resident Evil, which is a console-level game, and it plays pretty smooth and looks good on the iPhone, but no such thing is available on the S24 Ultra. So that's that. Now let's move on and talk about the dimensions. So you can see both of these phones side by side. Both smartphones have a somewhat similar dimension. In this day and age, dimensions and weight don't seem to have much of an influence on buying decisions. However, we should note that the S24 Ultra is marginally larger and heavier. Now let's move on to something much more important, the display. The iPhone has a 6.9 Super Retina XDR display with a resolution of 2868 by 1320. The S24 has a 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED display with a resolution of 3120 by 1440. Both phones have a super smooth 120Hz display refresh rate. Both smartphones support HDR10 where available for superior video viewing quality. Now, both of these phones have fantastic displays that look stunning from every angle. They're not dull, they're very vibrant. Both the S24 and the iPhone have a sharp, clear, and color-accurate display. So quality-wise, I cannot recommend one over the other as they both look very clean and crispy. However, the S24 Ultra now has two advantages. First, it has a higher peak brightness of 2600 nits versus the 2000 nits on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Second, the Gorilla Glass armor on the S24 has a special low reflection coating that makes the S24 Ultra less reflective under any condition, which allows it to maintain better screen clarity. So you can see the light here is less reflective. When I move over here, you can see it is more reflective, and that is because of that anti-coating on the S24 Ultra. And you can see some very visible benefits under broad daylight or in highly reflective conditions. Now, the iPhone is a slightly larger display, but the S24 Ultra still feels larger because it does not have that pill cutout cutting into the display, taken away from the real estate. So movies and videos will simply feel more immersive on the S24 because there is no display intrusion like on the iPhone. So the S24 Ultra wins in the display department. Now let's move on and talk about the software experience. When it comes to software, preference plays a key role. Samsung's latest One UI offers extensive customization, allowing users to tailor their smartphones with widgets, themes, and super unique tools like the Edge screen for quick access to additional widgets, info screens, or apps. You can even set stunning video wallpapers, adding a personal touch not available on the iPhones. There is a huge variety of video wallpapers available to download for free or paid. On the other hand, iOS has improved customization compared to earlier versions, enabling users to rearrange apps, modify the lock screen, and deeply customize the control center. While iPhones are becoming more versatile in this customization category, Samsung still leads in overall customization options and depth. iOS does offer a more polished software experience with superior apps and games, focusing on an app-driven, ecosystem-based approach where everything just works nearly perfect. While Samsung provides a broader, highly customizable experience that is slightly more coarse. Ultimately, the choice depends on user preference. iPhones are more refined and more simple, while Samsung devices are more complex and more flexible. The iPhone now offers a dedicated camera button to control your camera, such as the ability to launch the camera and snap photos. You can change the basic settings of the camera, such as being able to zoom in and out or tweak other related settings. It doesn't seem necessary and appears to have been added there just to distinguish it from the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now, the S24 Ultra boasts the S Pen, a multifunctional tool that enhances functionality with precise writing, sketching, and phone navigation capabilities, along with exclusive features like the Air Command menu, which is loaded with productivity tools, capabilities that the iPhone lacks. It must be noted that the S Pen can also be used as a Bluetooth remote control to control your camera, such as being able to take photos or videos from a distance, which is an insane feature despite being around for a while. But all these software features do boil down to preference. But Samsung, without a doubt, is more feature rich. I do also want to talk about AI. So iPhone is advertised to have a bunch of AI tools, but as of the making of this video, they're not available, but they are coming. But the S24 Ultra is loaded with AI features right now that work very well, and some of them, like sketch to image, are extremely fun to use, where you can convert your sketches into pieces of art. So in the AI game, S24 Ultra has the lead for now. It even has a dedicated AI menu full of AI features you can access and use. Now let's move on and talk about the cameras. The S24 Ultra has 4 rear cameras and 1 front-facing camera. That is 5 total cameras. The iPhone 16 Pro Max has 3 rear cameras and 1 front-facing cameras. That's a total of 4 cameras. Both phones have a 12 megapixel selfie camera that gets the job done. Now on the rear, the S24 Ultra has the following setup: 2 telephoto cameras for zooming in up to 5 times optically, a 12 megapixel super wide angle camera, and a 200 megapixel main camera that most people will be using all the time. Although it is essential to understand that to get the 200 megapixel option, you do have to manually enable it. The iPhone 16 has a 12 megapixel telephoto camera with 5 times optical zoom, a new 48 megapixel super wide, and an upgraded 48 megapixel main camera. Now, taking general everyday photos on both of these smartphones are highly satisfactory. The end result is what you would expect from top-end flagship cameras. Most consumers will simply launch the app and snap a photo, and whether you use the super wide or the wide, the end results are going to be stunning for the average user. Now, when we keep diving in a little deeper, you can see that the S24 Ultra has a more capable telephoto lens combo. You can zoom in up to 5 times optically and retain a great deal of detail, and also if you want, you can go up to 100 times hybrid zoom. And it is truly insane how clear these 10, 30, or 100x photos can be as long as you have good lighting condition. The iPhone can also take 5 times optical zoom, and of course it can also do 10 times digital zoom, which is actually equivalent to the S24 Ultra, but the iPhone maxes out at 25 while the S24 Ultra can go all the way up to 100, so there's that. Both phones are capable of taking macro shots with great detail. They both do a great job. I did not see a huge difference between the two, as you can see by these examples. I do have to say that the iPhone does have better detail for low light photos and has better and faster focus when taking low light photos. So in that respect, iPhone wins. When it comes to video, both smartphones offer 4K recording up to 120 frames per second. Both phones offer excellent video stabilization to take steady video with minimum shake and blur. Any user will be satisfied by the video capture quality of these phones, but the iPhone does have a smoother consistency and a slightly higher quality in their video department, both during the day and night. I think just for video recording, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is actually the better option. But the S24 Ultra still gets some extra capabilities in video. It can record in high quality 8K at 30 frames per second with HDR. So that's an option available if that's something you're looking for on the S24 Ultra only. As a total package, both smartphones offer an excellent job of providing the user with a solid multi-camera setup. For an average consumer, either camera will yield great quality photos, delivering full satisfaction. The S24 Ultra is going to be a more appealing package for people looking for more extreme options, such as being able to zoom 100x, detailed 200 megapixel photos, 8K video recording with HDR, and so on, while the iPhone is specifically superior when it comes to video recording and night mode. So keep that in mind. Now let's move on and talk about the battery. In the battery department, overall, you get a full day of battery life with medium to heavy use on both smartphones. Now for mixed everyday use, initial tests suggest that both of these smartphones yield approximately equal battery life. But everybody tests differently, so people might get mixed results, but I think they're in the same ballpark. Meanwhile, both the iPhone and the S24 offer wireless charging, which is fantastic. S24 has a 45 watts super fast wired charging capability, which makes it charger faster than the iPhone. S24 Ultra can charge in 1 hour, while the iPhone takes almost 90 minutes. Additionally, the S24 offers wireless power share, which allows you to charge other smartphones as well as compatible accessories such as wireless earbuds and smartwatches using the back of the S24, a feature the iPhone still does not have. So overall, in battery department, the S24 Ultra takes the win. It simply has more features to offer. iPhone 16 Pro Max offers a powerful Face ID system that uses your face to unlock it. It is fast, convenient, and secure. The S24 has a fingerprint sensor that also works flawlessly and has a special futuristic appeal since it is built into the display. This is mostly a matter of choice since both systems work great, but Samsung gets extra points for having it in the display without sacrificing any screen real estate. So we talked about everything. Let's move on to a conclusion. To understand which phone gives you more for the money, let's quickly list the advantages of the S24 over the iPhone, and then we'll do it the other way. S24 Ultra has faster charging and wireless power share features. S24 has a better design from the front, though this could be a subjective choice. S24 has a more aggressive camera setup with extreme options like 8K recording, 200 megapixel resolution, and usable long-range hybrid zoom. S24 Ultra has a built-in S Pen which simply adds another dimension of functionality. S24 Ultra has active AI features that you can use right now. It has a brighter display with less display intrusion. It also has a more customizable experience. On the flip side, iPhone has the following advantages over the S24. It has a monstrously fast processor that also means much smoother gaming. It's got better video recording experience with the cameras, and it does offer better low-light performance with the camera. It does have a better titanium that is used in its construction. It offers a more smooth and consistent software experience. There's also that new dedicated camera button that may be beneficial for some people. And that's for the iPhone. Now otherwise, both phones have a top-notch build, great flagship features, crisp and bright screens, water resistance, wireless charging, and more. However, if we look at all the metrics one by one, it is clear that the S24 Ultra is a more feature-rich smartphone than the iPhone. So we can conclude that the S24 Ultra is the better smartphone with more features, but at the cost of an additional $100. Now, iPhone is catching up. It is offering more features and more customization year over year. So even though it's a win for the S24 Ultra, the winning margin is getting smaller and smaller. So you can easily decide which one you want based on the pros and cons of each of these products. But remember, both of these phones are top tier phones. So you really cannot go wrong with either. But if you are a power shopper, then you can look at the details and make your decision based on that. So that brings us to the end of this video. Any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below. Let me know. For now, guys, have a fantastic day.